terms of, I think it's interesting you mentioned soft skills, because I think for a lot of people, they interview for the job and they think they need to demonstrate the highly tactical or technical, like the things that you ultimately will end up being trained or retrained on when you get hired. But what do you think of in terms of soft skills? What are important? Is it the thing like emotional maturity?
Yeah.
The art of listening.
Art of listening, yeah. I mean, there are jobs that need, there are definitely jobs out there in engineering and medical where you just can't get away with soft skills. You've got to be a good technician and a craftsman. But for the most part, these soft skills, like you said, are the most important, because a lot of times in a lot of the companies around here, you can train on with the other things. And I have almost probably the most horrible record of trying to hire that all-star, that the athlete that can, every time I did that, I hired a CEO one time, total failure for my company. And probably a lot of on my part of not maybe enabling that person, but I now look for those young, hungry individuals with soft skills they know how to reach out to people, how to build relationships, they know how to connect over some accolades or some prestigious previous position. I actually like downgrade, like, oh, you have the MBA, you have this, like, I'm looking for that dreamer, the hungry person that actually also knows how to engage with people and wants to engage with people, and and wants to ask questions and learn and listen. So that's again from failures. I've realized that whenever I try to hire a heavyweight, it's always not worked out well, and some of these diamonds in the roughs have been incredible. So soft skills.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mentor a number of students from UVU.
Yeah.
And they'll ask about, like, let's focus on hard skills, and what kind of soft skills, and I'll mention the skills that I think will take them the furthest will be things like the art of listening, but also that being interested versus trying to be interesting, which is, again, goes back to listening. But I was just talking to a colleague about, we would much prefer to hire someone that wasn't just raw ambition, but it was the ability, like it was heart. Like they demonstrated heart for what they were doing. And hopefully you can get both of those in the same package. But if you just have ambition and aggression, it doesn't serve up the same way.
No, not at all. Yeah.
And it can take away from a team dynamic. Yeah,
there's this... I was just at a CEO conference for one of our investors, a local VC called Peterson Partners, and they are ventures, and they had a conference up last week at Deer Valley, and there was a lady named Liz Wiseman who came and spoke about this multipliers. It's a book she wrote, and there's these multipliers and diminishers, and she says, you don't want to be a diminisher. There's people that like keep people from being creative and keep people from sharing their knowledge with their upper management. Multipliers increase it, and there's this practice of not asking any question, of not saying anything, but only asking questions. Like, she trains like CEOs to go to these meetings instead of just coming in and just laying out the law. They either have to not speak at all or can only ask questions, open-ended questions. It was really amazing the examples she got of how that trained them to be not only inquisitive and question askers, but also listeners and stuff. And so I guess I got to read the book, but recommendation to the listeners. Multipliers. She seemed brilliant. It seems like it would be a great book that I need to read. I just heard about it last week, so I haven't had time to go audible it up yet.
Yeah, I love that. We had an experts panel here at 97th Floor one night, and we brought in Cameron from the Utah Jazz, who formerly from Disney. We brought in, she oversees all the employee training for the Montage, so a 5-star hospitality experience. Yeah. And what we were wanting to glean from them was, okay, these are very much in hospitality, but what can we pick up for our practice of working with clients to delight them, but also to engage our own employees? And I remember what she had said was, you can't empower someone. That comes from within. But you can inspire them. You can carve out kind of the possibility for them, that position within that. But I think of that in terms of those soft skills that you as a leader, you're growing companies, you're hiring people, but then you also have to be like, here's the runway.
Yeah, I like that. Inspire, not empower. I like that.
Yeah.